Sup? I'm a cat. uh, things have been happening. I hope that y'all can hear me because my mic is further away because it's in my heart setup. I can actually move that a little closer. There we go. Hopefully that's good. I can also maybe increase the gain. Or considering that's still barely in the yellow, perhaps I go into filters and add a little more gain for a change. Do this and hopefully there's good and not deafening or peaking or anything weird. Hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. I'm existing. But stuff has been happening. So I caught a virus or something on the Monday night and had a really, really bad night. And then all of Monday I was recovering from that. Then Tuesday I was a little better, still not quite there, but you know, a little better. Then today I've been okay. But I was playing a little League of Legends with the Mikarino. And literally the moment that we were loading into the game, my internet decided to die. And it's been doing this a lot lately, just like a little, like, it dies for like a minute or two and then it comes back. It wasn't coming back. So I had to check. Okay, maybe that's too much gain now. I had to check and there was 2 problems that had been identified and they were sending engineers to deal with it. But they said they wouldn't be done until 4:10 and 5:10 respectively, which was hours. Okay, I'm going into the red. I hope... should I decrease the gain? I can't... Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna... and I'm gonna listen to myself back. Okay, so I will actually decrease the gain. Just a tad. What's that? Okay, that sounds pretty audible. Hopefully not too loud. I'll do that. There. Hopefully that's fine. Right. But yeah, my internet's basically been dead all afternoon and it only just came back. So yesterday I started working on this, what you can see on screen, which is my new model. And I've been working on it a bit more today. But I basically spent like all of yesterday doing it. And there's a lot of lore attached to this that I don't want to spoil, but I also don't know how I'm going to present that lore. But essentially, we are skipping a version. So there's my current version, which I'm not using right now because I'm in the cat body, which is V13. I'm gonna take this. So let me get the brush. V13 equals yes, perfect writing. V13 is the current one, right? But then there was V13B, which I was working on. I don't think I have a great way of showing you. But, right, essentially between these there was, so there's V13, the current one, then there is Cat, it's me right now, hi. So there's the cat one, and then there's V13B. That looks like a 6. B. There's V13B, which was like kind of the second model, which I was working on for like a long time, like literally over a year, probably going on 2 years. I've been struggling to get the V13B done. And I've just had so much art block with it. I've gone through so many like redesigns of different parts. I've struggled with getting the details. And part of the big issue with it is I went too much into details. I wanted it to be like super detailed, best model I've ever done, like absolute peak of my artistic abilities. With like really like mechanical joints, and you can see the endoskeleton, you can see the wires, the tubes, everything. I wanted like super detailed. And I knew there was going to be some problems with optimization for that, but I was trying my best to account for that. What I didn't account for was that I would just get so hung up on the details that I would never get anything done. And so like I got the head done in like the first month. The head was completely done, finished. No hair, but like the whole head was done. Then I struggled with everything else for literal years, for like over a year. And I've done the legs like 3 times now. My most recent one, I was actually pretty happy with the legs, but then I was struggling tying that to the rest of the body, and it just wasn't going anywhere. And I'd also kind of bloated it with a lot of features. And while a lot of them made some amount of sense, it was kind of just, here's my current model, stick a bunch of bullshit on there. Which I wasn't feeling like the design was as good as I wanted. So yeah, I've been super struggling with that one. So I had an idea about what the model that would come after that is in the timeline, and that will be, it's technically V13B but modified. That looks like a 6 again. B but like modified, right? But you could almost consider that V13C kind of. That doesn't look like a C. So it's kind of V13B with a few changes, but it's effectively V13C is probably the easiest way to refer to it, and that would be this one that I'm drawing. That is the wonkiest arrow right now. Which, yeah. So a few changes from V13B. The arms, the black on the arm and this hand was not there for V13B, with the idea being that it has been sort of swapped. The plating has been replaced. There's a cyber deck type thing right here, which wasn't there. I've taken out the tummy plate, but I'm still not 100% sure if I want the squishy blue parts here. The squishy blue, these parts, was there for V13B, but there was like an optional tummy plating that kind of resembled my current one. Wow, that is not how you draw that. Boom, 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 and then it's like, you know, that one, like my tummy. But I am thinking of getting rid of that because I don't like how it looks on this one, especially with this part going like up and that way as opposed to down that way. But if I swap that, it doesn't look very good. So yeah, still at the drawing. Yep, I am drawing. Other changes. I made the tail a little shorter. I still wanted to keep the tail. I don't know if it looks that good with the jacket. I mean, there's a lot of danglies. Like these and now this, which kind of fits together. But I think the tail doesn't look that good with this like orthographic front view. But from a 3D standpoint, there's this slit in the back of the coat that the tail could kind of go out through, which would make a lot more sense and would probably look better in 3D, as well as the depth would probably add to it a bit better. The hair, completely different. I wasn't sure what I was doing with the hair for V13B. I am way more confident in what I'm doing with this one. I still suck at drawing hair, but we're going with the shorter hair, with the implication that she has kind of cut it herself, so it's messy, and I'm gonna have like, you know, hair be to try and fit under the hood, which I had just started drawing before starting stream. And then the purple in there. So my current model has gone from pure cyan while in development to light blue, like pastel blue with a lavender fade. And that's what it's been pretty much as long as I've been streaming. It has had the lavender in it. I'm now amping that up and taking it into a magenta with this much more stark contrast. And there is a lore reason for that. There is a character who has magenta as their main color, and so it's like Sherry's is cyan, and this character is magenta, and so I'm putting that contrast in there to show that they're being like influenced by them a bit, becoming a little like them. There's also going to be this like X on the back. I'm not happy with this. It's supposed to be like spray painted on, but I don't have a good brush for it. But it would be on the back of the jacket. And that's also supposed to represent them, their journey as their paths sort of cross, and this other character overlaps Sherry's path and things happen. Lore. And I've kind of drawn this wrong because it should be the other way, but essentially it should be like that one's longer and that one's shorter, with the idea that Sherry started here, their paths crossed here, and then she's kind of crossed to the other side to where the other character started, but it's actually a little past where they started, over here. So it's like they've actually fallen further. So like one of them started on the good side TM, or like in relative luxury, yada yada. The other one started in like a bad situation, and Sherry's gone down into a bad situation but worse than what they started on, while the other character has gone into good situation but not as good as Sherry started with. You're so lost there. I don't really understand how. I'm being kind of clear with this. There's two characters who are intertwined, and Sherry started good and or like good situation. Ava started bad situation. I said name. It's fine. Ava's written over here. Their name is Ava, the other character, the magenta one. And yeah, this X that will be on the back and will be a little more like that just represents their path. So it's just started good situation, started bad situation, and their paths cross, and Ava's overlaps Sherry's for reasons. And then things go badly and Sherry ends up in a bad situation that is worse than Ava started in, while Ava ends up in a good situation which is not as good as Sherry started in. So they've both swapped places, but both kind of worse off, essentially, than the starting points, essentially. But I have drawn this slightly wrong because it's the wrong way round. The purple, well, the magenta is too long. So I need to like change that to be like boom, like that. No, other way. Like boom. That. But I was just working on the hood and the mask for this one. But we are skipping a version. So we're skipping V13B. That still exists in the lore, but we're just not going to be doing that for my actual VTuber model. But I mean, this is just a modified V13B, so it's just a little further in the timeline. We're kind of skipping forwards a little. I will at some point find some way to convey my lore at some point, but I don't have a good way yet. I really want to do like an animation or a comic, but that's so much work. So I don't know how feasible that is at the moment. But yes, we're going from V13 to the cat model, to then skipping V13B to going to the modified V13B, which you could consider V13C, which is the version 3, basically. The reason it is V13 is instead of like version 1, version 2, version 3 is because Sherry, that you know, is the 13th version in lore. Essentially the Sherry project was ongoing like over 2 decades, and yeah, it went through like version 1, version 2, yada yada, and like version 1 was like a shitty chatbot that didn't really work very well, and then it's gotten progressively more intelligent, and so like version 12 was kind of like your ChatGPT, like conversational but not sentient. Whereas V13 is their first success with actual sentience. At least perceived sentience, believed to be sentient. Obviously it's kind of up for debate, but... Sorry. It's kind of up for debate, but like, you know, perceived at least to be a sentient being with thoughts and feelings and emotions. And so like, yeah. And future, like the V13B isn't version 14 because it's not a different software version. It's the same software, it's the same Sherry in a different physical body, hence being B instead of, well, V13B instead of V14. So, yeah. But I've just been working on this, and this one, I don't want to spoil anything too much, but the gist of it is at some point in the story, Sherry leaves Sybil Labs, and the world outside is not so kind, and it's pretty cyberpunk. It's, I would say, like pre-cyberpunk in some ways, like postmodern, kind of veering into cyberpunk. People don't really generally have much in the way of cybernetics, or at least like they haven't caught on. Like cybernetics exist, but because you have to, you know, like chop off a fully functional, healthy arm to replace it with a cybernetic arm, nobody wants like big invasive surgeries, losing body parts to swap them for prosthetics they don't need, or like, hey, yeah, sure, just take my heart out my chest and I'll risk dying in like open heart surgery so that I can get like a bionic heart. You know, nobody really wants that very much in this world, so it never caught on. So it's cyberpunk without the cybernetics, more or less. But it's a rough world out there, not a very nice city, has not treated her well, and various parts have been damaged, whether she's been not treated very well, shall we say, and been damaged by other people, or whether kind of sleeping rough has caused damage. She's replaced parts of this hand, this whole arm, bits and pieces here and there. Made some modifications, swapped out the legs. One thing, V13B had like sort of very digitigrade legs, very cat-like. This one I'm switching back to the humanoid legs, but she kind of walks on her tiptoes. And the cat legs were a carryover from this body that I'm in right now, the little kitty body, the cat, the little kitty cat. But yeah, she spent like a month or two in cat body for reasons, and decided to keep some cat features in V13B. A satyr, but cat, kinda, a little bit. But yeah, that was a choice. But upon being in the outside world, you get a lot of weird stares. Just being a semi-famous android, you know, the first sentient android in history. It's kind of public knowledge to some extent. So yeah, getting a lot of weird looks and stuff. And then having like really like digitigrade cat legs is kind of obvious to people around you. So she picked up a coat, probably stole this from someone actually. She'll have yoinked the coat from someone or somewhere, and made some modifications to the legs. The legs now are essentially the same as the little cat leg. They're essentially the same, but it's taken the thigh and sort of this part. So like these parts have been taken. I am not doing a very good diagram, but you know. Wow, look, leg. But yes, she's essentially taken these parts, swapped out this part here, took that part out, kept the knee, attached this one onto there, straight up to there, made this ever so slightly longer to match, and then just made a foot basically. Just stick a foot on it. And it would be now or like that roughly. So still kind of a little still like tiptoeing, but more human-like. And it's still just a modified version of her original legs, and then she just takes the joint from here. This. So some slightly makeshift alteration. The legs, I had a thing going on with part of the legs. There, essentially, we had this, and then like boom, and then in, and then like that for a bit, and then back out for that part. That's not quite. Oop. That, something like that, vaguely, very vaguely. Then there was like a little piston running through here, and then a cable either sticking through like here or out the back and connecting to the ankle. Was that how I was doing it? That is essentially still now this piece here, but with it being from the front, you kind of can't really see that. I could maybe do like that. Yeah, that would probably help sell that. Yeah, I've just been working on this like all today and yesterday, more or less. Just gonna keep working on it. I do want to do a full turnaround, but that's drawing this like 3 times, which is interesting. The back's not too hard because it's basically flipping the front and just filling stuff in. But the side's gonna be entirely new. You know what I didn't do right there? I'm kind of dumb for? 2 things. 1, I'm on the wrong layer. 2, I did not mirror it. Where's lower? I have so many layers. They're mostly named, which is good, but there's so many. Okay, so it was like from here down there, and then there. And that's roughly sells the idea. And then there was kind of like the piston. I don't know if a straight line will work. Okay, I'll leave it like that because it still sells the idea. And maybe I'll just make that kind of. I've also been just kind of temporary shading for the time being. Temp shading here. I'm just kind of, as I go along, hitting it with a bit of black, a bit of blue, some bits of magenta, just to get that in there. Some grey as well. I'm not being very precise with it, but yeah. I've actually done the wrong one. And the eyedrop. Current layer. That. Well, so if anyone's wondering, the reason I'm in cat model right now and not my normal model is because when I am drawing, I'm constantly hunched over looking at my tablet. So you will see nothing but me losing tracking every like 2 seconds. So this is easier. I have also slimmed this down a lot. The 13B was very thick. I was going very thick, very curvy, big titties, which was nice. I was gonna make it so there's like a slider so I can like scale the titties from like completely flat to absolutely massive, and then likely just leave it somewhere in the middle at a more reasonable size, but have the option to like scale it. I don't know if I'm going to do this with this new one because I think the massive titties wouldn't work very well with the jacket. So I've gone for smaller titty. But we'll see when I make this in 3D. We'll see if I want big titties. The Bazongadong Heroes? Yes. True. Thanks. This slightly out the way without offset. Perfect. I'm actually like close to done with the front view. Like what else is there? Things like asymmetrical fingerless gloves, that's done. Let me actually go into this. So check. Yeah, black contrast the white. I wrote all my ideas for this up here. That's not including the ones that I'm carrying over from V13B. So I need to kind of think of both. Yes, we've done that. LED screen and mask we're currently in the middle of doing. Sleeveless jacket thing we've got. We haven't got the X yet. And we haven't quite done the hood up part yet. I love how I tried to circle that and it circles nothing as well. We've kind of done this. I'll give that a line. Short hair I have done. Yes, all my thoughts are in there. Less cat legs, yes. Still tiptoes, indeed. Cyberdeck, yep. Oop. And more black, yes. Oh, I've just fucking mirrored everything I'm doing. I'm so smart. You can see I've also collected a bunch of reference images all over. Because why not? That makes things easier. So really, what am I missing? I am still doing the hood, and that's part of the jacket. Not much, really. I don't think I'm missing much of anything. Also, I did want to talk about the cyberdeck. So obviously, wearable wrist computers are very cyberpunky. It's pretty cool. They had some in Cyberpunk. They're kind of old tech by the time you get to Cyberpunk 2077. But there's still a few kicking around. But they're like pretty retro at that point in their timeline. In mine, a big focus of my world is the contrast between like the constant release of new tech versus people who are still like using old tech. So what I mean by that is like, you know how every time there's a new iPhone, there's a bunch of people who are like, oh my god, I have to have the latest generation. And then they throw away their old iPhone. Even if they literally had the previous iPhone and it's still good, they just throw that shit away and get a new one because it's the brand new sparkling thing. And they just have to be up to date with every new generation. Yeah, well, that's like a big thing within my world. So a lot of the tech in this world is kind of that same thing of like, new gen comes out, a bunch of people flock to it and throw away their old tech. But there's a huge disparity between the rich and the poor. So the poor people obviously can't afford to be doing that. So they are just scrounging older technology. And sometimes that's like buying a second-hand phone or whatever. But big thing is newer tech is built to break. What is the term again? Artificial fuck, I can't think of the word. It slipped my mind. But the thing where they're built to break after ever so long. Artificial lifespan, that's not the word I'm looking for, but yeah, more or less. No, it's just not coming to me. But so a lot of tech doesn't last very long. So if you're like a poor person who needs tech and you're scrounging like the newer-ish ones from people, they're probably already broken, right? So you end up with like the really old like retro tech that like lasts literal decades or maybe more, So it's kind of like comparing an old Nokia brick to like the modern iPhone. Planned obsolescence, thank you, that's the one. So it's like comparing an old Nokia to like a modern iPhone. And as you say, there is some amount of this in real life, but it's kind of pushed to a slightly more extreme, where like there's a much bigger contrast. So there's people using like decades old tech from like the bargain bin, or literally going to like tech dumps and just, you know, scrounging for things, salvaging it. Because that's another thing, is like, what do you do with tech waste? Just throw it in a landfill. And there's so much that like you're not covering that shit up. So people just go scrounge like a landfill full of tech, and half of it still works. And then yeah, but there's just like this huge contrast between people like still using CRT computers, like the big freaking boxy ones. This is not how you draw CRT, but sure. You know, like the really fucking massive. As I failed to draw one. And then it's like... Yeah, this is the worst fucking CRT I've ever drawn. That is terrible. What am I drawing? Let me try that again. You know what's easier than trying to fucking doodle a CRT? It's a cube. Yeah, well, it's a bit more than a cube. I 3D modeled one before, but like the old Com 64, I think it was. Oh, that's the keyboard. I meant like monitor. Yeah, these ones, sort of. Yeah, this. These. So like, there's a certain amount of like people using this shit, and it's like coexisting alongside like flat screens, like modern monitors, and they like coexist in the same time because, you know, people are still using this shit. So it's very much a world very much about like waste and people scrambling for the newest things, and planned obsolescence and that sort of thing, and a little bit like right to repair stuff going on, where like all the old tech people can literally scrounge it together and then like go in soldering circuit boards and making new stuff out of it, whereas like you can't really do that with like the newest phone, the newest computer, the newest whatever the fuck, in at least in this world. I'm actually quite thankful that in our world, most like desktop computers you can still kind of go in and repair. Not the case with Mac, because, you know, fuck Apple. But and laptops can be hard, but you can still do it with laptops. But like the fact I can in 2024 pick out individual parts from different brands and have them all work together and then build it myself and put in like fucking extension cards, change things out, swap out the RAM, do anything I want with it. It's I'm so fucking grateful that we can do that in the real world in 2024. Because God, we are on a path to not be able to do that. Exactly how it works IRL, people go crazy with new tech all the time. Exactly. It's just the real world, but amplified, essentially. Which is kind of any great sci-fi to some extent. Like, yeah, you can take really far off, like far-flung concepts. Like, yeah, what if we go to space and we have faster than light travel, and then we meet aliens and then we fuck. Or you can do like very much like near real life postmodern sci-fi that is focused on like societal issues and the government and stuff like that, and kind of is just a reflection or amplification of the real world. And that's what I'm more interested in telling. I like the big like spacey sci-fi bullshit, or like the really like out there ones, but I like when a story has something to say, and that's kind of what I want. Anyway, I've spent a lot of time not drawing, really. I've been waffling. But yeah. I'm basically done with this from the front. It's just this, and I'm struggling with the design. So chat, if you want to give me input, I would be happy for it. But essentially, I'm going to turn off the mirror before I fuck something up. The plan is to have the kind of LED Bluetooth control type thing. Not going to be Bluetooth because Android. But you know, in theory, if a human was wearing it, it would be Bluetooth. But like these screens that you can see like in, wow, you can't see me drawing that. But these ones, and something like that. I also like the sort of half face mask from. It's just a tip. Yeah. The half face mask from this one. And I kind of like this one a little. The gas mask is pretty interesting. Been playing Cyberpunk again? I have actually. I made a new character. And she's very cute. And she's kind of... well, my character in Cyberpunk is more inspired by my idea for this than the other way around. But it certainly helped having Cyberpunk to make the character... well, make a character in there with a similar vibe to them. And it's given me a few ideas. But yes, I'm trying to figure out the mask. I think the hair is going to cover up a lot of the top of the mask. So if I make it look like a bald mask, like boop, that's going to not look as bad. Just because there's going to be some hair covering the top portion, which I need to see. This is my fucking terrible drawings. Like that, isn't it? And I'm trying to learn to draw hair. I'm still struggling, but I'm trying. Kind of like, not really supposed to be that long by comparison. These two are like the same length. Oh, that's under me. These two strands are like the same length, more or less. But I kind of like how this looks being slightly longer. We don't need it to be 100% the same, right? Right? And then we could just get a little bit of like that. That's not actually that as long. There we go. See, like that. That's cute. And then I don't have to worry about what the top of the mask looks like, do I? Oh, I've accidentally drawn that in the same layer. Whatever, I'm gonna sketch over it anyway. But like I don't have to worry about like, yes, we have the top of the mask here. Then it makes a weird eyebrow look. Instead I can just do little cute things like, you know? And it'll just be like little LEDs. I think that's pretty cute. But then with this one, I kind of wanted to mimic the cheeks. So you see the cheek parts have the little grate thingy on there. I want to mimic that with the mask a little. So do I do like that? Or like fully across? And then like I mean, you're not going to see it as much, but like theoretically, so if I did it fully across, it would look kind of like that. And then like I could do something with this part. Kind of cool. In the wrong way. I'm just fucking doodling. Like a little of that in there. Or do I do like that wouldn't be super visible here, but well, the problem I've got here is this is there, so this part. But this one's here, which means that will connect to like there. Okay, so that would go there. Right. Means I can have that start right around there. Also hi Rabble, I didn't say it, but hi. Oh. Nice to see you, Ravel. Been so long, I can't believe this. Second. Oop. Yeah, I kind of like that a little more. And then still have the like triangle part because that looked cool. Yeah, and then I would still have room to add something else if I wanted to. Like, maybe that looks too much now, though. I don't know, I kind of like it. A little. And this be like... That's cute. That's cute, I like that. I'm not sure how I'm gonna have the ear. I think I'm just gonna put like a slit in the hood. Which would mean this layer. And then I would have really just like a little fuck up every scroll. My ears there. Duplicate this, and then I just erase everything before that line. So, and then you just have it poking out slightly, and then first that one I literally just bit of that, and then the hood itself, I would theoretically remove like so, and then I got a little ear sticking out. Isn't that cute? What is this? Who messaged me? It's Khan and Uni. Okay. Oh, I just saw the thumbnail in Discord for the stream. It's just this. It's a little goober. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That is a very rough sketch of the head. Much of that would you even see? Probably not much. You're not gonna see the face, that's covered. Then you're not gonna see most of the head. That's covered. And the neck you're only gonna see a little bit of. I mean, I gotta remember my pen hotkeys. I made it so I have undo and eraser on there, but I keep reaching over to my keyboard, which is way off to the side. Which is dumb of me. I shouldn't do that. like the piston. Blue parts that are like is it that way or the other way? Yeah, it's that way. Like that. And then this have little I think there's only like 3. Only 2. There we go. And then it's like a little chair with a mask on. And I think it's gonna be cute because I can have different like emotes for the eyes. Little other ones. I have like a heart. I could have sad ones. I could have really sad ones. I do like tear running down. That might be it. Do like X's, that's pretty cool. You know, there's so many different ideas. That looks like I'm saying XU heart. You know. Bunch of different options. I kind of feel like the hood should come out slightly more. Speaking of, where is the hood? There. That's the outside. So my thought is this should come more out there. Like that. Yeah, that looks better. And then I could get rid of this part. I can get rid of the reference and the other reference. That is neck. Well, get rid of that. Neck below. Neck below. You are neck, and also a couple things that aren't neck for some reason. Don't worry about it. Head I will keep around in case I need it. Face. Face wrap, I'll call it. That's the full ear, which I want to keep. Be off. But inner. Lower. I don't know if you can actually see what I'm doing here, but I'm just naming my layers. Kinda small. Mask detail. Lower. That says mark. That's kind of hood and so I'll put hood hair. Here, select. Then mask LED. Just yank these out of the neck. Put them in mask LED. There we go. I mean, that's super rough. But that's pretty cute. I think that looks nice. That is a cute one. So the idea is the hood, I have a toggle, and then the hood goes up and the mask comes on, and then the mask responds to emotions the same way the face underneath does, which should be easy. Theoretically, I know how to do all of that. So the hood going up is just a blend shape, which is the same sort of thing I use for the emotions. It's the same sort of thing. Well, actually, the mask is the same sort of thing, but it's making something appear instead of move or change, which is also not that hard. I've done it for a gun on my normal model. So my normal model has an optional gun toggle, and that gun's not there unless I press the button. The mask would be the same thing. The hood might be a problem because of clipping, because it will probably try to smooth between them, and it might just go through the head to do that. But there's probably easy ways around that. The hair shouldn't need to change as long as I model the hood to cover it properly. Maybe the physics will cause it to occasionally clip, but I don't expect too much of an issue considering how large the hood is meant to be. Then, I mean, the ear might clip a bit with like turning the head, but I think I can just sort that with like weight painting and rigging. Or I could just allow the ear to clip, possibly. Then the actual emotions on the mask is literally the same thing as emotions normally, but it's through a material instead of actual blend shapes. Or so if you see my normal model, which I'm not using right now, but my normal model has like heart eyes toggle. It's got like the one where like the buffering icon kind of spins. It's got the one when I pull the gun out that it does like a targeting reticle. That is all just changing material based on the emotion, which is the exact same thing I would be doing on the screen for the mask. So in theory, it should all be pretty easy. I mean, I do have to model an extra mask and a hood that can be in 2 positions. But from a technical standpoint, it should be easy. At least that's the thought. I'm gonna say group. Hood and mask. There. And maybe move that just a little closer. Like, yeah, that's that. Right. Besides just like, you know, shading, refining this, improving the color fill, is there anything I even want to add here? Guess I should do like a little call out of the cyber deck. So the idea with that is you can see a couple of references up here for sort of cyber decks. I'm gonna go something a little closer to this one, where it's like opens up and it's got a little bit of that like angled shape. Oh, I drew that wonky. See that angle, that part. It's got a little bit of that, and then this sort of part that is not covered by the screen is also on there. So I'm taking a lot of inspiration from that one. The joystick also makes sense, but I'm probably going to replace it with a D-pad type thing, you know? In a slightly different position. But since I am doing that, let's find that one and move it where I can see it. We're basically just gonna do a little doodle. I'm not caring about these callouts being like incredibly refined. They're just to show the idea. So, we're looking at, I mean, we're gonna more or less ignore the strap on it. We can show, this will be easier with some perspective. I have an idea for that. I'm going to open Blender. You can't see it, but I'm literally just going to slap a couple rectangles together. I'm going to make a slight modification just to make them have that smooth angle. That's about it. Also the music stuff. I have this one, which it says is copyright free, so if I get copyrighted, I'm going to be very upset. I've not played this music yet. Why is this on my tablet? Over here. What? Okay, it's kind of loud. There. Is that too quiet for you now? It's quieter for you than it is for me. Cube? And then I will... I don't have a thing to show Blender. Not in here anyway. Do I on this screen? I do! Hey! There we go, you can see Blender. So I'm basically just going to do a very simple thing. Scale that down. And then let's say I want it to be wider this way and quite a bit wider this way. I'm going to keep looking at my drawing as I do that. Like the bottom part's pretty thick. That's fine. Then we want object mode. Just gonna put 2 cuts in this. On my edges. So we're going to loop cut and slide right there. And cut and slide around about there, I would say. It's roughly even. I'd maybe change that slightly. Maybe I should bring that in slightly. I'm not sure I want it to be exactly half. Maybe like that. Yeah. And then we're just gonna basically at last, boom boom, merge at last. And then I've got that shape. Then from this, I am basically going to duplicate. I don't have that set, but that's fine. RX to wherever I think is appropriate. Say around there. Actually, you know what? Let me make an adjustment first. We're gonna go so the top part is thinner. Then RX. Gonna make it slightly further out. Like that. Then take this face, bring them in. I have that extra slot. I might make that slightly wider because I want the screen space. Which means making this one a little wider. So, and that's roughly the sort of shape I'm going for. Very roughly. I do kind of like that there's a little bit of a carry handle on the Cyberpunk one. I don't know if I want to add that, but it's kind of cool. Let me do that. Put that about there. This, I might bring this out a little bit. And then couple cuts. Yes. That. I want enough space. So like that. Then basically just go boop boop and bring those ones in. Round that corner off. Take a couple cuts here. SZ. Do that. And And then you're not going to see much of this in reality, but it's fine. Roughly to about there. And we'll say that that's kind of the little carry handle type of situation. Bunch of fucking buttons, which I can draw. That's fine. Yeah, you don't see much of that, but you do see that part sticking out. This, Control J, so they're one object, and then modifier, bevel, go. Amount. Okay, that's not doing that. We'll just say 1. Let's see how this looks with 2. I think the 1 thing was better. Angle, I could go 45. So there's a little weirdness in a couple places, but that's fine. Yeah, that gives me a very rough idea of how this will. Screenshot that. And then we go back to this one. Put this in here. There we go. And I can close out a blender, because I don't need that anymore. Okay. So now we can basically just add along here. To around about. And round out this corner slightly. And connect that there. Roughly around there. No. Oh. Okay, that's fine. How do the doing of stuff be going? I am more or less done with the main front part, and I did a little sketch of the hood up with the mask on, which is pretty cute. And now I'm doing the sort of cyber deck you can see on her arm. I'm drawing that as a little call out. And then I've just got like side and back profiles to do. The back would be the easier one, but the side... The back also would show off the X on the back of the jacket, which is important, so I feel like the back is higher priority. But the side would show a little more of the cyber deck. Get ourselves screen in there. A small adjustment. Yes. Maybe I won't. That doesn't look that good. Or does it? No, that adds thickness. I think that looks nicer. There's a duelist disc? Yeah, sure. Sure. Oh. It's enough. But then we have essentially The screen would probably be mostly rectangular, actually, despite this. The main point of that extra being for some extra buttons. That's kind of wonked. I think that's the same. No, it's not. That's the same, right. And on this one, I think there would be like some buttons that would be like, I might want a thinner brush for the buttons. Essentially like, and I imagine these would be almost like menu buttons, kinda. Like select different menus. Have a few of those. So, charge and without touch feeling. Something like that. Mm-hmm. And then the screen will be like hacking noises. You know, hacking TM. And then I'll color that green later. I'll add some random hacker text to it. I'm kind of tempted to add some stickers as well. Oh, what if I... And then I have an inset area here where the screen goes. This is one of those, like I was talking about earlier, with the like really retro tech that has been like still in use. So she's like at some point scrounged an old hacker deck to get like back in Civil Lab systems or something. This would be slight inset. Are they getting it too light or too heavy? There we go. And then I imagine there'd be like a a little D-pad over here. It's not for gaming, but like D-pad would make sense. In place of like mouse controls. It might also be touchscreen, but you know. Am I drawing this instead of copying the other one over? Yes. Why am I doing that? Because I don't like this. Maybe I can just copy that. With that one looks better. Let's see if this even copies up. Masochism? Maybe. Didn't fit the perspective at all. I mean, clearly this one. That's probably fine. Yeah. I just need to up that part. There we go. D-pad. I know how to hack. Depends on your definition of hacking, is the question. And also depends if you're asking IRL or in lore. Lore. Because in lore, yeah, kind of, she figures it out. I might look at a Nintendo DS, because they're kind of similar. Nintendo DS. And actually, I might have done a dumb by putting the extra bit there, because this is supposed to have a keyboard. I should probably just keep a keyboard. Yeah, that's something. I could add like a little dial for like a volume or something. Do a heckin' circle. Not sure how to draw a circle from this perspective, I'll be honest. And see, that makes my D-pad look off from the perspective. I think I have made a mistake because I didn't put this in my Blender file and I closed Blender. And I don't know if I can match that thing again. I'm just gonna grab a cylinder and try and get it at roughly the same angle. Shift A, mesh, cylinder. R, Y? 90? Yes. S, X, a little. Not need to be that wide. There. You can't see what I'm doing, but that's fine. You don't need to right now. Just need to figure out what's the perspective. Roughly like that, I would say. me see if that works in perspective. I think it's a little off. Yeah, it's a little bit off, so I want it more in actual. Try this. That might be too much. Oop. And bring this. Well, that's actually not too far off. That is almost correct. Needs to be more like this. That lines up with that. It feels too much. I don't think that lines up with the rest of the perspective very well. I'm like, and I take this and I go, small, and then I take this. I'm like, wow, still not really in perspective. You know, it would probably be easier if I just like actually copy this. You have to play TFT with Vivi? I didn't realize Vi was playing TFT today. Is she streaming? Is she like making up for yesterday's stream? Egg. Oh, she is. Cute. Okay, well, that's fine. I didn't plan for that, but it's fine. Face down. I need a square so I can match perspective. Is that the perspective? Further down. Like that, maybe. Try that. See if this is in perspective. I really did a dumb here. I shouldn't have closed Blender. Being like, oh, well, I don't need this anymore. Proceeds to need it. Okay, so I want to turn a sharper angle that way. Like this. That might be too far now. Like impossible. Let's see, more this way. That feels like it's not going to be enough. Did that? No, that doesn't. I'm so confused about what fucking perspective I did for this. With like no reference for it, it's very hard. I want it to be more turned, but I don't want to see that part. this. That's gotta be close. That's probably about as close as I'm getting. I'm just gonna take that. And I'm gonna close it again because I didn't have anything I will actually be able to use again. So this, and I want this to be a little dial. So we're just gonna take this part, so, and that. Add a couple lines here, there. Picking this up to be like, yep, that's the thing. There we go. The little volume dial thing. Still doesn't really look like it's in perspective, but I think I can fix that in Krita. That. A little bit more. That? No. Yeah, sure, that works. That works. Fine. And I'm gonna actually remove what I did here where the screen is. Might still add a slight inset to it, but it's not gonna be like that. Not quite. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna follow the curve of that and bring it there. And then we can just have a one set. Again, you might not even see that little bit inset. Because there'll be a keyboard in here, so maybe I won't do that. And now I need to basically draw an entire keyboard from perspective, which is kind of a nightmare. I mean, I've done it before-ish. I'm sat on one. And it's a mini keyboard, so let me get like a laptop mini keyboard. Yeah, that one. That one's good. We have found a reference. I don't know why it's so much extra. There we go. Might actually pop these, so reference this one, so you can go up there where I can still see you, and then I'm going to take this down into references as I talk into my own lap, where you can't really hear me very well. There. Okay. I just have to draw an entire keyboard. What could go wrong? We're gonna be a little abstract with it. We don't have to do every single key 100% accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll ignore the FN key. That's 5 rows. 1, 2, 3. That's kind of too wide. 3. That should be 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yes. So now I can basically just connect these up. That's not really gonna be. I mean, I could just draw it as a grid, but that's not gonna look very keyboard of me. Like, caps lock is pretty long. I'm gonna draw the function keys because no one's gonna count the exact number of letter keys, but if I draw the function keys, then you see them better. Wait. Control and then Shift can be longer on a lot of keyboard. And oh, this is a different layout. Weird. There's tab, and then it's kind of a short one up here. And then we have like spacebar right in the middle, pretty big. And then your fancy bitches in here. So, and then you have one there for your arrow keys, followed by longer there, the long one there. That's all short ones. Well, actually, where's the enter key? See, this is different. That one's got that. That was shift. I'd want enter in there. But actually, we don't want the arrow keys because we've got a D-pad. So we're going to ignore those and we're going to do it this way. So control, and shift is long. So, enter is a weird one. Picks up kind of 2. Like that. Very clearly an enter key. And then backspace is even longer. Like so. And now we have like more or less a keyboard layout. And then I can just do stuff and things and not make them exactly line up. I don't have to count the number of keys, I can just approximate. This was really gonna count. Certainly not me. Did y'all sign up just to watch me draw individual keys on a keyboard? That's what we're doing. Lurk, hi Kenny. Well, I still don't have a lurk command, but hi, happy lurking. That one was wonky and it was bothering me. Still being a little wonky. Like, it was too wonky. Like, I was like, yeah, this is just gonna be a rough sketch of the cyber deck. It doesn't need to be like super in detail. And then I'm going in like geometric precision, drawing individual keys. Like, yeah, bro, this is what we needed. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. But yes, we have our stuff. And then we've got like two little sound ports. And we have, I think it's a USB and a HDMI. And then you know it's a USB as it has the logo in the middle. There we go. And then we have HDMI, which is larger on this end. And I just go like, whoop, whoop. Has its own little bit in there. Sure, that's enough. So we've got USB and HDMI. There'd actually be another USB R2 on this side over here, but you can't see it, so that's fine. So then we'd probably have a couple things on off switch. Variety. Just stick a button around here. Why not? I don't like that one actually. Buttons. Just do round buttons here. And a third. Nope, I don't like that one. Buttons. Still don't like that. Button. Ah, that one's wonky. I can fix it. I don't have to redraw it. I can. Perfect. There. I mean, there'd probably be more stuff on there, but like, probably some horizontally toys in there. That looks terrible. Do it better. In perspective. There we go. And then I can just... and delete. I'm gonna really zoom in here for details. In there. There we go. Now we have a bunch of buttons. And I was trying to make it slightly rounded, but it didn't really work. But that's fine. Cyber deck. Oh, the hinges for the screen. Another thing I'm missing. This divide. Just a little too strong. Yeah, just thin that out a little. Like so. Maybe even take a little off this side. And then I'm gonna add some back in. Pause. I want to pick out here, through to about there. There, through. I don't actually know how much my mic is picking up when I'm just talking down here. And just be like, yes, I'm just gonna get rid of this. So if there's long stretches of silence, there's a good chance that the mic is just not picking me up. I mean, sometimes I'm also just going silent as I'm drawing, but like, you know, you don't at least hear like a then I'm probably not getting picked up. There we go. That's cool. That's very geometric. Very cool. I like that. That's gonna do that. Cyber deck. Take our reference images from down here and shift on up. Also go up here. There we go. You misheard that so badly? What did you hear? Cyber dick? Also, hi Variana. Yup. I mean, look. There's a reason that there is a panel here. There it is. There's a reason that exists. So, you know, I'm just saying. Swappable parts. It's like the best part about being an android. Yeah, so we've got our cyber deck here now. I'm gonna color redo. Not much. Not even like an in detail color. Just a slight. Be like, yep. This is black with stuff on it. But yes, hi Variana. Hello. I'm working on my new model. I got sick of trying and failing to do V13B, also known as the second model, and I've decided to skip all the way to the third one. More or less is kind of my new idea. So I'm designing the third one now. I think it's a better design, and I've been spending over a year working on V13B and struggling and getting kind of nowhere. So I'm like, yep, I'm just gonna not. I'm just gonna do something that doesn't give me art block and come up with a slightly more cohesive design. Which is pretty fitting considering what you've revealed of your new model. We're gonna be a very cyberpunky pair. I'll zoom out in a second so you can see everything. Just let me finish colouring this part in block colour. It's also been a while since I've done like proper concept art, like full-on turnarounds, call-outs, all that sort of thing. It's the kind of shit I did in uni. It's the kind of shit I wanted to do for a job. But I don't do it as often as I should. I am gonna do more to that. But here's the design, basically. There's a bunch of reference images surrounding it. But here it is. So it's kind of just a modified V13B, rather than an entirely new design, but with cool new hair on here, and like changed the arm and a little bit of the hand, and like new coat, which is pretty sick. And I've gone from the cat legs to like humanoid legs again, like back to humanoid, for lore reasons. This whole model is based on lore reasons. There's also going to be, she can put her hood up, and then there's a little mask, and it's cute. I just undo something. Not sure what. Yeah, and she's much more rebellious with the hair, because it's kind of, again, lore things. She's kind of left the lab and gone out into the world and the not very nice city. And there's ties into another character with the magenta. She's gonna have this little X on her path. I was talking about this earlier. I've gone full, like, the curtains are blue because it reflects their depression. I've kind of done a bit of that. This is slightly wrong. This should be more, this one's longer, this one's shorter. But the idea is that I talked about this earlier in the stream, but I'm assuming you weren't here. So the blue one represents Sherry, and the magenta one represents the other character, TM. Her name's Ava. You can just about see in the corner. And so like this is Sherry's starting point, is like good, positive situation. She's like in the safety of the lab. She's their darling. Ava's starting point is bad, kind of not a great situation. And then their paths cross, and Ava's overlaps Sherry's for reasons, and then it's kind of like they've swapped places. So Sherry is now in a bad situation, but is worse than where Ava started, and then in vice versa, Ava's in a slightly better situation, but not as good as where Sherry started. And so they've kind of swapped places a little, but they're both still slightly worse off than each other's starting points. At least that's the idea, and that's going to be painted on the back of the jacket. But yeah, I am doing things. I am going to take a quick break though. I need a minute or two. I'm gonna stand up and make it so my back is not dying and things. Go to the bathroom, get snacks, whatever you need to do. I'll be back in just a couple minutes to... I mean, there's not that much left to do. I'm just gonna make some more changes to the cyber deck and maybe some little touches here and there. I don't think I'm gonna do the other perspectives right now. So just a few small tweaks and then we'll be ending stream. But I'm gonna take a quick break before we do that, because that might be another little bit. So I will see you in a couple minutes. BRB. Hello everyone. I'm back. Why is it a black screen? That's because I'm on gameplay. I'm on the wrong thing. That's why. There it is. Hello. Hi. I don't know whether to make the cyber deck have like classic hacker green text or just stick with the like cyan theme. I feel like cyan makes sense, right? Let me get a dark, a little bit of blue. That might be too much blue, but we'll see. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. And I am basically just gonna fill in. So that was kind of wonked. My bad. Oop. There. You missed the black screen. It fits with the black parade. Oh, Cyan, you can go with powered by Sharon Radiation. Yeah, sure. I don't think it is, but you know, I could say that. But yeah, I'll probably go with cyan. Plus, who needs like green hacker text when you can have blue hacker text? I'm basically gonna just draw lines to represent it though. Have it be slightly greener. How thick is a line? That'll do. Except for like, boom. I can't. Boom. There's so much hacking going on right here. Can you believe this, guys? And then, like, boom, indented text. Oh my god, it's in an if statement. Holy. That's crazy. And then we go like an end. Like it's actual code almost. And then we have a break. And then we go next part. And I've done it all wonky. That's fine. Hacker text. 01110100101. Yeah, you're with me. You're with me. Options, perspective. Boop. Drag that out a little. And that should bring it more in perspective. There we go. And then I'll probably add some little lights to these guys as well. And I would assume this would be the power button. Yeah, we're getting along. No idea you could do that? What, the perspective thing? Yeah, it's pretty useful. Little critter thing. Don't have anything to actually put here, so I'm gonna do abstract symbols, because why not? Yeah, it's my favorite random abstract symbols. Actually, you know what? Let's wrong way. I think it is that. I'm definitely not forgetting. 1 second. Yeah, it is that way. Okay. And then this will not make any sense whatsoever. I'm just adding random ones. They're not going to mean anything. I think it will look cool. Bye. Which other one would fit well here? Come on. And this would probably have a couple of little lights, ports. There we go. That seems pretty good to me. I mean, they probably have an illuminated keyboard, but I'm just gonna not because I don't want to draw that many lights. And it looks pretty good without. Yeah. A little cyber deck. Good. See, that is like full black. I've just got it on low opacity. Just make it a little darker, like so. There we go. Then there's the mask. There's the cyber deck. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna make our own this. Go with a similar color to the screen for this because it's another screen. And we're gonna fill in with a normal brush. Should I draw that in a normal brush? Okay, not all of it. Just these parts. That's fine. Just gonna fill this part out. It might be too dark, but I can adjust it if need be. Can you tell that my voice is going a little from waffling for like 2 hours straight while I draw? It's a lot more talking, a lot more talking than if I'm playing a game, because I can kind of sit and play the game and just be like, yes, game. Fuck this guy. But with this, I kind of have to be talking all the time, because otherwise we're sat in silence. I think that is slightly too dark, so I'm gonna make an adjustment. Blue is... Okay, that's cool. So... okay. And then I want that sort of color for the main bulk of the hood. Is that the same black? I guess it is. It looks much less black compared to this. These are just rough colors anyway. They're not meant to be the precise, exact colors, all neat and tidy. In fact, this entire hood doodle is the messiest part of this, as you can see. So it's fine if it's not perfect. Me, finally, beating my perfectionism. Because that's one of my big problems when I'm drawing, is I always want to do everything perfect. I never want to do like rough line art. I always want to make it neat. And if I'm going to do colors, I'm always keeping it exactly in the lines and yada yada. And then I'm just like, I waste so much time and get so little done. And I'm so afraid of drawing in case I can't get it perfect. And that really prevents me from doing stuff a lot of the time. I'm not saying I fixed that. I'm just saying that like I'm being less perfect for a change. I'm going through emotion. I may be going through emotion. I mean, I'm just doodling. I'm just drawing cool shit because I like making cool shit. Overlap this part. That part's gonna have blue over it. Ah! There's the eraser. I don't color very well though. Like I do this the long way instead of like using the fill tool, because I find the fill tool really like inconsistent. I instead just like draw everything by hand manually. And it's the slowest shit imaginable. I do it so slow. You know what I didn't do? I didn't do the part on the ear there. Also, it's weird getting called like Miss Sherry or Sherry Lady. Not that it's bad, I just find it odd. It's so formal. I assume you're quoting a song though. Let me just. I'll finish this up and then I'll try and remember to do the little bit on the ear. Yeah, it's the song. I'm also gonna just do a tiny bit of tidying up. It's not that one. I'm confused. Okay, this one. This. Width of 8. Eraser. This part out. And that part out. Try and clean up some of this. Good hair? Yeah. Some of that. May want to keep. And there. Are you delayed? I mean, it's also, there may be a little delay, but also I am frequently drawing and then taking a while to look up. So if I'm taking a while to respond, I might just be not looking at chat on time. That is a possibility. Right now I am not looking at chat. Okay, you didn't say anything. So that's a little neater. And then we can just oop. Gonna switch back to a better brush. Your name is V and you really like my art? Oh my god, hi! So, what that means is we need to make a wall of text for Cher to go through when she looks back up. Hope you're having a good art. Wow, thank you. I keep doing that to Mika. I keep telling her how much I love her art and how amazing she is and how cool everything she does is, how much I appreciate her. I keep telling her all this, and she keeps getting embarrassed. And now I'm on the receiving end. We'll see how this mask ends up looking, the hood and everything, once it's got some color. You know what I could do instead of this? I just realized I have permission to use some cyberpunk music from a certain someone. Let me find him. It's probably going to be way too freaking loud for a minute, but... There he is. Cyberpunk one. There's a couple cyberpunk ones. There's a few cyberpunk ones. I don't know how much longer we're going to be streaming, but we should probably do one of these too. Okay. I will let you pick. Chat. Do you want the Grand Cyberpunk Gala of Gabriella Gadfly or The Forgotten Meme, a cyberpunk fairy tale? Those are the two choices. So, Cyberpunk Gala or Forgotten Meme. Hey, you are chat. You certainly are chat. First one? Sure. This is gonna fucking blast my eardrums, so I make a small adjustment. Theoretically, if I turn it down in the volume mix, it should be for you guys. We'll find out. Let me know if this is deafening. Okay, well it's quiet now anyway. When it kicks in, let me know if it's too loud. Especially if you can't hear me over it. That'll be one. I think if yeah, so that does adjust it. Okay. There, probably.
Time is fluid.
And now I don't have to yap. I don't have to yap as much because the music will yap for me.
That information clusters and becomes overlapping narratives. Narratives are change. Change is transformation. Transformation is the wheel of the future. Control the narrative. Control the transformation. Control the future.
This is by Paul Shapiro, by the way. He's very nice, and I have permission from him to play his music on stream. Like, express permission specifically from him. Like, asked him. He's a very cool guy. I met him once. And he's like friends with me on Facebook. I keep saying that every time I play his music. You're looking up here to continue yappy yappiness? That is yapping. I mean, you can. I will still yap at chat. They're still yappening. Why does that make you want yams? I don't know, there's a Yam Salve song from Paul Shapiro. Yeah. I don't know if you know Paul Shapiro, but that is a certainly interesting coincidence if you don't. No, I'm the slide as well. Yam Salve. These Paul Shapiro ones, they're very lore heavy, so if you haven't listened to them, you probably won't understand much of the story. But it's the third act in a trilogy. Well, I say act. The third one in a trilogy. The others aren't cyberpunk themed though. For a very, very quick catch up, there's a character called Helen, and she has a bunch of friends, and they were in a western. But it turns out that western they were in was a simulation created by the lady who's talking, who's an AI, by the name of Mary. And she's not that nice. But they are like, no, everyone's gonna die. So they're doing very unethical things to try and prevent that. And that's more or less where we are. Oh, and they escaped the western and ended up here. That's basically everything you need to know. I would highly recommend listening to Paul Shapiro. He has a lot of works in various themes, from steampunk, dieselpunk, atom punk, all the way into cyberpunk, going to some weird ones like fairy punk. They're not all punk. He has Puppet Shade Chronicles, which is very like spacey, like retro futuristic. He's done a Slender Man musical. He's done a bunch of stuff. There's Janissary, that one's kind of Turkish-esque. Lots of them. I'd recommend him.
My name was Mary, I came willing, with a husband and 3 children, and a head all full of heaven, and a hymnal on my lips. The kids and husband splattered by monsters, and then after, into machines our minds at last replaced, and since then here we sit. Without bodies in time, love and empathy die. They're just barely memories by now. Our methods are cruel, but mostly for you. Sacrifice must be paid out somehow. The signs cry, Armageddon is nigh. We're all that oppose it, we're all here that try to rewrite the future just like that last time. Grand cyberpunk gala of Gabriella Gadfly. The grand cyberpunk gala of Gabriella Gadfly.
Just colouring and reading at this point. Nothing particularly interesting to talk.
This body of metal is an avatar where I can move round about in these tunnels down here. I could show you the lasers, the weapons all round, but the point is you realize there is no way out. I'm the spokesperson for our queer cabal. I feel like I know you. We've met twice before. I think I'd remember. I doubt you'd recall. Your mind's been wiped clean at least 2 times or more.
So the hair is kind of blending with the hood right now, but it shouldn't do once I make some changes to the color. Oh, and the other.
How do we kill her?
Hey, tell her she's ugly as sin.
Tell her we're coming to kick her face in. Guys, hush. What was that, dear? Nothing. Your friends in your head. You all agreed to this. You gave your consent. Your sad lives was something we could make go away. We offered you Gadfly, then the cabaret. Please tell me what's happening. Alright if you want, but you'll never remember. Since once we are done, we'll wipe you again. But for now, here is how the troubles we're fighting first came about.
That can go there. That's fine. Fill that part in. And I want to remove some mass.
Change will come to claim you. Change will come to claim you soon. And all that you are now will be lost too. Trapped in the husks of computers for 20 years, we worked on unlocking the mysteries of
There we
time
go.
and space. To an extent, we opened the gates of time and roamed its corridors, exploring
Oh.
its multi-layered hallways, which snake and spiral like a labyrinth.
Basically just gonna lighter blue. Oops. Huh. I've done something wrong. Where have I put that? Did. Okay, I made a mistake. I will fix. I've accidentally put blue in the wrong layer. Thought I was erasing. There we go. That'll work. But there's blue
Hidden in an
there.
out-of-the-way corridor leading nowhere was a message, left there for us to find.
This is the Acacia Monastery, located in the mountains west of WAOW. We are under siege. An assault, a weaponized reality storm is ripping us apart. We believe this is the first strike in a larger campaign. We are sending this message into the past. Mary, you and the AIs, if you can hear me, you must stop this. You must stop this.
Big lore. When I'm able lighter blue and how to be weird, probably. And we take our lovely magenta. Paint that in. Oh. Lively! Hi! Hello! Thanks for the sub! Hi Lively, how you doing? Many head pats. Many head pats. Hope you're doing good, Lively. Long time no see. Definitely didn't see you on Sunday or anything. Tired, just glad you can walk today. Okay, this is louder now. Let me turn this down a tiny bit. Midgen. Right. Tired, just glad you can walk today? Oh, were you not able to walk yesterday? Or, well, I guess yesterday? But if I'm assuming?
A series of hallways leading to the probable future were blocked, non-organically sealed from us. We tried side routes, parallel pathways, but we were struck down.
there's the purple in there. Got dizzy at work yesterday and fell? Oh, that. Do you know why?
It is us. In the
Any idea what's causing?
In the future, when our last memory of empathy has faded, we decide to evolve, to become post-physical. This takes an enormous amount of energy, something that could only be achieved by the nuclear implosion of an entire city. Say, New Albion. We have
Very
tried
cute.
to stop this future from taking place.
Same then? Let's have the pharmacy stop supplying the anti-SADs.
In the future,
You're really?
smarter than we are.
I didn't know they did that. They took away your antidepressants. That's not very nice. Well, that sucks. If you need to talk to me, you are welcome to. You can message me. You aren't supposed to? Yeah. There was a lot of GPs in England started refusing to prescribe hormones for trans people here. And so there's people who have been on hormones for like literal years. And the GP just sent him a letter being like, in the next month, you won't be able to get hormones anymore. Good luck. Like, it was really fucked up. People be mean. No, just got swimming head. Fall out. Dizzy me. Don't think there's much left to do here. I have so many layers. Too many, some might say.
I barely now remember when feelings ached and
There was something. I was going to do something and I forgot. Wait. I remember.
and now our minds
Color.
are free to reach, to evolve to heights unseen.
This
Are
one.
we whole or have we lost something?
Just gonna do a tiny little.
Will we miss it when it's done? When love's last memory is gone.
Bear in mind, this is not the final color. This is not refined. But it's fine. Ugh. Okay. What are we thinking, chat? Let me hide all my reference stuff. And also that. Oops.
Can Lungan just resubscribed
Can?
for 12 months? Mayhaps the can receiveth a handful of oats.
I'm full of oats. No, brother. It will fatten you up, brother. Well, how are we feeling? How are we feeling about this? Zoom in. Again. No, I can't do like an irregular amount. I can go this or this. So you can either see the full thing or I can zoom in a little. Hype train, Jesus. I don't think that's going anywhere, especially since I'm going to end stream soon. But yes, Chatterinos, how do we feel about the design and everything? That's being loud. Oh my god! Who's
Hi,
the Fariona?
Trayan.
Hi, Trayan. Thank you, Brian. Perfect pronunciation. What the heck is happening? You guys, chill. Guys, chill. Hype train. Wow. Why is there a hype train? I'm not doing anything. I'm just drawing. Oh my god. Anyway, chat opinions. is cool, is good. Anything you want adding? Anything you want changing? Any thoughts about the design? I'll zoom in a little. And you can see my also cute, messy little hooded mask version. And the cool cyber deck on her own. Pretty sick. And look at her face. Pretty cool. Titty, there is a little bit of titty. The titty is smaller. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for the titty. My plan is to say this is a crop top. Like, by all accounts, right? If we are being fully honest here, right? Which I'm not, but if we were, right, this part, I need a better brush and color. This part is the inside, like would be the skin, and these parts are plating. So technically, this is covering up the underside. It's not skin, it's a plating. This is the skin in here. So by all accounts, it's fully covered, titty. It's fully covered. This is a top. I don't know if I will get to argue my case with Twitch if they ever decide to ban me, but you know, that does, however, create the implication that she's in thigh highs and panties, which is not wrong, but it's a robot. If I can be literally naked with my normal model, then it's probably fine. It's got more clothing. And I know there's like a thing for like more clothes, leaves more to the imagination and makes it smexier, but like, I don't think that's how Twitch rules work, you know? It's probably fine. There's no nipples, there's no like nudity, you just see a little bit of cleavage. It's fine, probably. Can indeed show the Tesla robot thing, which is basically a naked person. Yeah. Oh, Nick from Brundesi. That's the song. I think this is cute. This is cute. I think in 3D I might not be able to just lead it up into the hairline. I might have to cut it off somewhere like that, but we'll see. No belly button because androids don't need belly buttons. Though a belly button does look cute. It does look cute. But it doesn't make sense. Thank you, Lively. I was not giving up, but yes. Belly button equals charge port. Well, the problem with that is she has the little tail which plugs in. So that's where I charge. Nobody question what this part is. Also, why is there a little dot? Okay, the dot is not part of this. Not part of that. Where is the dot part of it? Lower leg? No. Foot? No. Thighs? Not a thigh. Is it part of the jacket? No. Well, it shouldn't be part of the head, by all accounts. No. Elbow. Alright. I don't know if you see it. I'm not zoomed in on this for no reason. I'm gonna do that. There. Now you can see that instead of panties. Oh, it's part of the tail. Okay. Gotcha. There we go. But yeah, we just don't question the interesting part that's going on here. Swappable parts. That's all I'll say about it. Also, she is barefoot, but so's my current one. What is this? A hype chest? Oh, suck. I got a suck emote. Is that just like permanent? Do I just permanently have a suck emote now? Interesting. I have two. I have this and this. I just... But yes, no criticisms, no this sucks, you should redo the entire thing. Or like, I wish you would do this. Nothing? All good? I'm giving you guys a chance to give input.
That's right, John. His home has an estimated 15 break-ins this year alone by overzealous paparazzi looking to take pictures. And what pictures they've been.
Wow, God, this is
Bedroom, one even caught him masturbating.
Just ignore that part of the lyrics in this song. I think it's cool. Okay, you wasn't paying attention? I was asking, I'll pause this. You're seeking the suck. Okay. I was asking, is there any opinions, criticisms, anything that I should add, anything that should be changed, removed, anything, any opinions, any thoughts, preferably in a constructive manner. So once again, zoom in. You can see the face. You can see the hood up and the mask. Here's like alternate eye ideas. You can see the cyber deck. Cool. And there's most of the body, and they're zoomed out for the full body. Any thoughts? Because it's now eerily quiet when I'm not talking. One thing keep popping over to is the nose. Shape might be less popping as a triangle. Yeah, I have done a bit of a nose, haven't I? Duplicate that. Well, think about reducing some. Like I could do that, which is slightly less, but that still doesn't look amazing. I could do that looks weird. Like that. That looks like an owl. Same type of layer naming? Well, I do. These ones aren't named. Just ignore the fact that these ones aren't named. Everything else is named. Yeah, that currently looks like an owl. Owls are cute, but not what I'm going for. How about that sort of triangle? Second. That's a weird angle for it though. Yeah, the nose is like off to the side, so it doesn't make much sense. It could just have. That doesn't work either. No. Sent a DM that might work. Okay. Let me see this. But just like the little really like anime ones. I do this wrong. Boop. This. Pop, 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 pop. And then just like the really tiny little. And then they have like a little shading to it. Guess it's. I lose my OBS. Become the waifu? Eh. I don't know. My problem with that nose is it becomes very not noticeable. And very anime. So then in theory I would do like that is certainly not correct. Nose. I don't know. I don't think I like it though. I do agree that the nose is quite prominent on this, but I think it's fine. This is not a live 2D model. It's fine. I think that's fine. I think it's fine. I'm gonna call it here. We'll go raid Vivi. And I may at some point do the back and side views for this. At some point. I don't know if I massively need to. The back is more or less the same, but you know, it's the back of the head and you see the X on the jacket. The side, I guess you would see a little bit of the cyber deck, but and the legs, but let me slash raid by _Valkyrie. She's doing some TFT because she didn't get to yesterday because of life getting in the way. I might join her, but I might I don't know. What time is it? She probably has time for a couple more games. So I might take a bit of a break for a bit and then join her for like a game, maybe two. But yes, thank you all for coming. I don't do art streams very often. So it's nice to have some peeps around. I get very much up in my head about doing art on stream. But I'd say this went well. Partially because I already started it off stream and did most of it off stream. But hey, done pretty well. We've made a lot of progress. I'm pretty happy with where the design's going. I think it's pretty good. I think it's something I will actually feasibly be able to do in 3D. I apologise for the lack of streams lately. So much has got in the way. I'm sorry, but it's fine. Well, I say lack of streams lately. It's Monday. Monday I was ill. But yes, I will see you guys on Saturday as long as something catastrophic doesn't happen. Otherwise, I'll be back to normal Monday. I hope. I do have an interview. I hope to be back to normal. And then Wednesday. But for now, Thank you all for coming, and I will see you all next time. Go be nice to Vi. Bye bye. Boop.